Hi, welcome to EKS Cloud. My name is Jagdish Mopati. Today I'm going to talk about what is networking or computer networking and different kinds of numbering systems. And also part of the networking is the different components of fundamental parts of the networking. For example, it could be a numbering system, it could be IP address, MAC address, NIC, NAT. Also, it could be subnet or subnet mask, subnetting. These are all the things we are going to discuss, probably not so in detail, but we are going to get through detailed information on the numbering system. So what is computer networking? A computer network is a set of computers connected together for the shared purpose of sharing the resources. The most common resource shared today is the internet one. Other shared resources can include a printer or a file server. There are two major types of computer network. One is the LAN, which is the well-known, which is the local area network. And the other one is the WAN, which is the wide area network. So WAN is the one which is going to cover geographically longer distances. This will be, that is why it's called wide area network. It covers wider geographical areas. Whereas the LAN could be a local area network. It could be more at the organization level, or within the organization, there could be multiple LANs dedicated to individual departments in an organization. So what are the fundamentals of computer networking? As we said, we need to understand the networking, we need to understand the numbering system. How does computer understand the numbers within the computer world? Obviously, humans can able to understand the decimal values, but those decimal values needs to be converted into binary so that computer can able to understand the real meaning behind those numbers. So binaries, again, it's all 0 to 1. Similarly, we have NIC card, which is network interface card. In another video, we already talked about detailed fashion on the network interface card. This is a device which enables the computer to talk to the network. This also enables the computer to have a Ethernet port so that it can have a physical wired connection to the network. Similarly, we have MAC address. This is nothing but a physical address denoting the NIC card in a computer. And then we have IP address. IP address is a system wherein it is going to find the location of the NIC card. Then we have subnet mask. Subnet mask is going to be mainly used to indicate the computer to say whether the IP address belonging to what type of class, whether it's type A or type B or type C. And also it will tell the computer which parts of the IP address will be acted as network bits and which one will be acted as the host bits. Similarly, we have subnetting, routing table, routing, port numbers, gateway, NAT, VPN, and firewall. But in this session, we are going to talk in detail about the numbering system. So what are the different types of numbering system in relation to the computer? Because we don't want to study the entire numbering system available, but the ones which are relevant to understanding the networking concept, to understand what do you mean by properly an IP address, what do you mean by a MAC address, because MAC address is denoted in hexadecimal. So unless you understand what is an hexadecimal, you probably may not understand what a MAC address is. Similarly, you need to understand the decimal and the binary to understand the real meaning of the IP address. So we have 4 different main types: decimal, binary, octal, and hexadecimal. Each of these system represented by a base value. So the base value indicates the total number of digits which is included in that numbering system. For example, decimal, as we all know, and it's very easily human readable, human understandable. These numbers starts from 0 to 9, and that is why it's called a base value of 10. So there are total 10 digits are there. And then when we move on to binary, which is nothing but 0 and 1. So total digits is 2. So the base value will be 2. Similarly, we have octal, which has got from 0 to 7, which has got 8 digits. So the base value will be 8. So similarly, we have hexadecimal, which is of 16 digits. It is still a number, but it is denoted in up to 9. It will be denoted in the actual decimal values, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 10 onwards, it will be all represented in alphabetical characters. So 10 will be denoted by A, and 11 will be denoted by B. 12 will be denoted by C, and 13 will be denoted by D. 14 will be denoted by E, and 15 will be denoted by F. So that is the total 16 digits. So the base value is 16. So what are this numbering system? As you can see on the picture, the binary value could be, the base value is only 2. As you can see, the binary representation of the value up to 9, and then 16. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They are the decimal values, and you can see the representation of binary and as well as the hexadecimal corresponding to it. So we are going to talk about detail about how we are going to convert from binary to decimal, and decimal to binary, and from binary to hexadecimal, and hexadecimal to binary, and of course from decimal to hexadecimal and hexadecimal to decimal. So this one is very important to understand, because in networking world, to understand the IP address and the MAC address, which are both denoted by binary and hexadecimal, it's very important to understand these numbering conversions, so that we can understand the proper meaning of IP address, the subnetting, subnet mask, and then the MAC address as well. So in this slide, we are going to explain about the base value. We talked about in decimal numbering system, we have a base value of 10. What do you mean by that? For example, we take a decimal number of 124. How is this represented in the decimal system? As a position value in each of the digit. For example, if you take 1, 2, and 4, the 4 is denoted by, that is the least significant bit. So obviously it is going to start from 10 is to the power of 0. So that is why it has got value of 1. So 4 multiplied by 1 will be actual value is 4. Similarly, if you go to the rightmost again, the second rightmost, which is 2, which is in the position second. So this will be 10 to the power of 1. So 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. And even if you add 20 plus 4, it will be 24. And then the most significant bit in this example is number 1, which is in number 3. So 10 to the power of 2, it is 100. So you multiply it by 1, which is 100. So the total value will become 124. So this is how a decimal value will be shown in a position values of using the base value. Similarly, what we are going to do is we're going to convert this 124, the decimal value, into the binary. As you can see on the picture, so the binary notation can be 8 bits representation, starting from the the least significant bit, which is the first one, 2 to the power of 0, to the most significant bit, which is 2 to the power of 7, which runs from 2 to the power of 0 to 2 to the power of 7, which is in decimal terms that equivalents to 1, starting from 1 to 128. So the range is starting from 1 to 128. Depending on the actual value, how we are going to represent, we can able to represent those values in binary format, in the 8-digit format. So in this example, we are going to denote 124. So obviously the most significant bit starts at 128, and we are trying to denote 124. So obviously we don't have to set anything on the most significant bit. So that will start with 0. And the next immediate thing is the 64. So obviously we're going to represent that as a 1. And immediately after that is 32, which is 64 plus 32 is 96. And then 16, 8, and 4. So that will be calculated as the total 124. This is how we normally calculate, normally convert from decimal to binary, which is the 124 representation is 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, as you can see in the picture. So now we are going to see from decimal to binary. So previously we saw how we are going to represent them in the binary. Here we are seeing clear picture how we are going to denote them. So 19 is a value which we need to represent them in the binary, and the actual value is 10011. What do you mean by this? So again, you have to go by the previous slide, which is the positional reference. So we are representing 19. So we have to start from the position 4, which is 16. And then we want the number second position value, which is the number 2. And then the first position value, which is 1. 16 plus 2 plus 1. And that is how it is represented here, 10011. Decimal to hexadecimal. So for example, in this example, we have taken 453. The base value, decimal value is 10, but we wanted to convert that into hexadecimal. The base value is 16. So if we're going to divide 453 by 16, by nearly 28 times, 16 by 28 times is 448. So the remainder is 5. And then you are going to multiply again, divide 16, divide 28 by 16, which will be number 1. And then you will have a remainder of 12. 12 will be represented as C in the hexadecimal notation. And then the final one as a remainder of the, so the total value will be represented as 1C5. After dividing 16, we are taking all the reminders and representing them as hexadecimal notation. So 1C5 is nothing but actual representation is 453. That is, the decimal value is 453 and the hexadecimal conversion is 1C5. Similarly, from binary to decimal, again, this is easy because we have already seen the positional value for the binary notation, which starts from 0, the least significant bit, 2 to the power of 0, which is always 1. And then it goes all the way to 2 to the power of 7. But whereas we have only 5 digits here, so it's 2 to the power of 1, which is 2, 2 to the power of 2, it's 4, and then 2 to the power of 3, 8, and then 2 to the power of 4, 16. Since we have 2 zeros, the only things which we are calculating or adding them is 16 plus 8 plus 2, which is 26 in decimal notation. How do we convert from hexadecimal to decimal? So we have an example here is 3E7, which is in hexadecimal notation. How are we going to convert that into decimal values? So again, we start from the rightmost, which is the least significant bit, and then we traverse to the right, which is the most significant bit is the number 3, which is in the number 3 position. So we start with 16 to the power of 0, which is 1. So 7 multiplied by 1 is 7. The second is E, which is equivalent to 14 in decimal notation. So obviously is in the first position. So 16 to the power of 1 is 16. 16 multiplied by 14, which is 224. And then the most significant bit is 3, which is in the position of 2, 0, 1, 2. And 16 to the power of 2 is 256, and that is multiplied by 3. That is a digit which is in the second position. 256 multiplied by 3 is 768, and the total sum would be 999. This is the decimal representation of hexadecimal value, which is 3E7. So again, so we previously got the total number as 999, which is the equivalent of 3E7. So we are going to convert that hexadecimal to decimal. Again, you calculate starting from the least significant bit to the most significant bit, multiplying by 16 to the actual value. So E is represented by 14. So 16 by 16 multiplied by 14 is 224. And the last bit is 3, and the 16 to the power of 2 is 256. And summing all of these values will become 999. And these are all the different types of conversion of the numbers we have seen. And this is very important to understand, as I said, probably to the IP address, the subnetting mask, and then the MAC address. So thank you for listening.